Yeah.
All right, another guy we're
like him
watching
a lot.
super close this weekend, Dak Prescott. He and the Cowboys in L.A. to take on Justin Herbert and the Chargers Sunday. Dallas needs to win to avoid their first 0-2 start since 2010. They came close to knocking off the defending champion Bucs in Week 1, but close doesn't cut it in the NFL. This prompting Dak to say still plenty room for improvement. Take a listen.
We just got to be cleaner. We've got so many weapons, and we've got a great scheme. Kellen does a good job of putting us all in the best situations. I think last week we just missed some opportunities, whether it was missing a throw here or, maybe missing a block or whatever it may be, right? That we had opportunities to cash in, and we didn't, but we're going to learn from them. Obviously, we're going to move forward and use that as a way to get better. And yeah, we've got so much in the tank. We've got so many great red zone plays. That was something big that we went into this offseason focusing on. So we're just going to put our hand in the bag and pull out our tricks and everything that we've got, and know that we've got a lot of improvement that's going to come.
The old NFL bag of tricks. Mike, is Sunday's matchup at the Chargers already a must-win for Dallas?
I just say this, I love hearing Dak Prescott talk because he convinced me every time I hear him do a press conference that the next week is going to be better, that the next game that they got a chance at winning. But this week is a must-win. This week is a must-win. We'll hate to see the Cowboys get off to an 0-2 start because, I think Chris alluded to it earlier in the show. You get down with that type of deficit, it's kind of hard to bounce back. I do think they're a talented enough team to come back from that. But the good thing for them this week is that Tom Brady's not on the other side, taking nothing away from Justin Herbert. He's a great young quarterback, but there's no Tom Brady. And even last week, they led in a lot of statistical categories, from time of possession to third downs, first downs, and all that. So they got a legitimate chance of winning this game, and I think they can beat the Chargers if they come together and play as a team.
Listen, I think they can beat the Chargers, and even though the game's in L.A., it'll be a Cowboys home game. My guess is 80% of that stadium will be Cowboys fans. It'll be the Chargers who will be in a silent count, not the Cowboys. So I think that will work in the Cowboys' favor. But I don't think it's a must-win, Broussard, because it's a road game against what I believe to be a playoff team. Like, it's not the Cowboys' fault their schedule starts with back-to-back road games against two potentially very good teams. They could still have an excellent first half of the season, forget season as a whole, even if they fall to 0-2. Next week's a big one against Philly, but then you have Carolina, the Giants, the Patriots, Vikings, Broncos. You go a long stretch before you play a team you know is good again until you play the Chiefs midway through the year. So I think they could fall to 0-2 and be okay. What I'm watching in this game, Broussard, is does Zeke look any better? And has the secondary figured some things out? Because the Chargers and Herbert will throw the ball around if you give them the opportunity. And we know the Chargers have a good pass rush. I want to see if Zeke can get going on the ground. But I think the Cowboys could fall to 0-2 and actually be fine given what their schedule looks like the rest of the first half of the year.
Yeah, ultimately, I agree with you, Nick, because of what you said, the schedule. And then on top of that, they're in the NFC East, the worst division in football. So if they fall to 0-2 in that division, they still play all the other teams in the division going forward. They've got more than enough opportunity to rebound, even though historically going 0-2 usually keeps you out of the playoffs. But if I thought it were a must-win, here is why. Number one, you're America's team, and everybody's talking about you. So if they fall to 0-2, people are going to go overboard with the criticism, overboard with the drama. The sky will be falling, and for a week, it is just going to be a bunch of bad news and bad headlines for the Dallas Cowboys. Secondly, Dak Prescott. He threw the football 75% of their plays in week one. When he throws it 62% of the time or more, he's 3-20. All right, so Dak has to show, because I think he's going to end up throwing it 60+% of the time. So he has to show that when he throws the football and when they're challenging him to put us on your back and carry us to a victory, that you can do it. And two, he has to prove he can beat a good team, because he's 13-20 overall, 2-10 in his last 12 games against teams with winning records. So go out there against the Chargers and prove, Dak, that you can actually beat a winning team. That's why I think you want to see a win, but I do think, Nick, they can survive from the 0-2 start.
Everybody knows you can't get into a good rhythm like that.
Corny.
How you play the drum.
Oh, my God.
Drawing a blank, talking Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
I
That was
love that
fantastic,
story.
Wild. After the MVP admitted the team needs to be better than they were in Week 1, you think? They got themselves mollywopped by the Jameis Winston-led Saints. Next up, could you say a gimme in Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions? Maybe not. I don't know. We saw what happened last week. Should the Packers be on upset alert again? But Broussard, the team that should be on upset alert, I said it 3 times, in Week 2 is blank.
San Francisco 49ers, Jenna. Look, they're going to Philadelphia, playing a 1 o'clock game. We all know that when West Coast teams play on the East Coast at 1 p.m. Eastern time, that there's peril. All right, that's like playing at, it is like playing at 10 a.m. on the West Coast. So their bodies have to take a while to get acclimated to playing a game essentially in the morning. So there's that. And then there's the fact that Philadelphia actually looked surprisingly good last week. I don't know what they're made of. I mean, I believed in Atlanta because Nick told me they were going to make the playoffs, and then Philadelphia just destroys them. So is Philadelphia that good? Is Atlanta that bad? Is Nick's pick that horrible or what? I don't know. But this is an upset alert. I'm not picking it to happen. I'm not picking it to happen, but I'm putting it on your radar. And look, I'm following the rules. It's upset alert. Alert means looking at a potentially dangerous situation. Potentially. So I'm picking the Niners, but potentially they could be in trouble.
Get out here. Go out on a limb there, buddy.
That's an alert.
I do. Listen, Jalen was excellent in Week 1, but if you look at where he threw the ball and what he did, it was almost all out to the right. I assume San Francisco will be prepared for that. I also think the Niners will win. Also, bonus take real quick. Jet lag is make-believe. It's nonsense. It doesn't actually exist. It's just something people complain about. We can discuss that another time. My upset alert is an upset that's actually going to happen.
It's not true.
The Dolphins are going to beat the Bills. It is true, Jen. I'll send you some journal entries about it. But more importantly, the Dolphins defense is going to beat up Josh Allen. The Dolphins offense is going to do just enough against a beleaguered Bills defense. And I think what you're going to have is a Dolphins team that starts the year off with 2 of its most important games of the year. Divisional games against the Patriots and the Bills, the ostensibly 2 best teams in the division. Beating them both, I think they're going to win both these games by 1 point. I'm already half right because the other one already happened. I think the Dolphins actually win. They win by 1 as 3.5-point home underdogs, and the Bills fall to 0-2, and the Dolphins go to 2-0 Wilds.
I think you're going to send Jenna like medical journals on sort of air pressure, not your personal journal entries, I assume. Okay,
correct.
Just making sure. All right,
my journal.
My upset alert is going to be Panthers over Saints. Look, Jameis only threw for 148 yards. Yeah, 5 touchdowns. Pretty good.
like
but hey, still only threw for 148 yards. And I bought 2 tickets to the Sam Darnold Reclamation Tour. Next stop, Carolina. So look, Christian McCaffrey's back from injury. Everyone's like, how's he going to play? Almost had 200 yards from scrimmage. Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold connection. I believe in that. And the Panthers defense hit Zach Wilson 6 times, sacked him 6 times last week. I could see him getting to Jameis too. So unlike Broussard, who said be on alert, I am predicting this. Panthers over Saints.
All right, well, coming up next, a segment where Broussard actually answers the question about Dak and the Cowboys. Next, first things first.
Shots,
Just dance around it. Just dance around it.
Alert.